everybody. I'm Anita Finley, your Zoomer Times TV interviewer. I love doing this because I get to talk to such special people, each person, no matter what their title, we get into their life, and that's what makes these interviews so enjoyable, I think, at least for me. So today, of course, all of you know we have been having a lot of the staff and people from Faith Farm on for years with Zoomer Times now, but we used to do it with the radio. And of course, we always have them in our magazine and they write articles. So today we have the Assistant Director of Faith Farm Ministries in Boynton Beach, Charlie Robinson. Hello, Charlie.
Hi, Anita. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. And you know, Boynton Beach is I always call it the capital of of Faith Farm Ministries, because I live closer to Boynton Beach, and even though I've been to the one in Fort Lauderdale, Boynton Beach has a lot of special things. In fact, I think your women's group really stays at the Boynton Beach facility, doesn't it?
That's correct. Yeah, that is the only location where we do house women.
So why don't you tell everybody about what's been happening? Everyone wants to know what's been happening with COVID. When I talk with people, I just finished talking with the Kravis Center, and people just want to know, because I'm sure people want to have pickups, they want to deliver, they want to, work with you. So tell us what's going on.
Well, in these times that we're in, so many things can occur, right, that we haven't seen before. Right now, where we stand, we've been so fortunate as a ministry that, back when COVID first hit, we had to close the doors. I think it was 30 days. Okeechobee might have been a little less. But there was a period of time where we did have to close the doors because no one knew how this thing was going to affect us. Now that we've been through it and kind of weathered the storm, and we know a little bit more about what we're dealing with, God has just blessed us tremendously, even in the midst of this pandemic. So as of right now, it's business as usual. We're not letting this thing get us down. We're going to keep moving forward. Still taking donations, still allowing customers to come in and shop. And of course, we take the necessary precautions that we need to take as far as, wearing your masks and things of that nature. But all in all, God has been really good to Faith Farm. And we're really blessed because of it.
Charlie, have you had new students coming during this time?
Yes, we have. There was a period of time where we were having the students tested before they actually were accepted into the program. And, we needed to see that they did, in fact, test negative. So, yeah, we're still welcoming students, just because, there's a pandemic, addiction doesn't care, So we're still trying our best to serve the community, and we'll continue to do that as long as, God allows us to.
And, Charlie, I'm glad that you said that, because actually everything I've been hearing during the pandemic has caused people to get back on drugs, alcohol, do a lot of things that maybe they weren't doing because they're depressed. So I was thinking maybe you even had a lot of people coming. Well,
here's the thing, especially with a pandemic or any type of sickness or things like that. It forces us to isolate, right? Especially with the social distancing. When a person isolates, right, and they lack that fellowship and that relationship that we're so accustomed to, and there's no accountability, it's easy to fall into that because you're alone most of the time now, and you're in your own thoughts, right? So boredom takes place. So yeah, I mean, it has, I believe in my heart, it has affected the addict, most definitely. Right now, our census is in a weird spot. We're not at full capacity, and that's for all three locations. Our census is down still, so I'm not sure how that plays into COVID. I'm sure it does affect it, but right now, the main thing is just helping the guy who is here, and making sure we're doing that to the best of our ability.
And one thing that I always try to ask when I have people I interview from Faith Farm is, how did you get there? Are you just an employee, or is there a bigger thing here? And I think people like to know who we're talking to, because you all have such a great success in helping people.
Yes. Well, I am an employee. Like, we stated, I am the assistant director here at the Boynton Beach location. But I wasn't always an employee. I was actually a student in the program. So I myself have struggled with addiction. I came to Florida in 2012 for the first time. And this was my first treatment center that I had been to. Went through the program, graduated the program in 2013. And I was doing good for a little while, and some of the things I mentioned, the boredom, the isolation, it got the best of me, and unfortunately, I went back into active addiction. So a couple months had passed, and the first time I went through Faith Farm, I was young. I think I was 22 years old, and it was more for mom and family. Oh, you need help. Answering that call. Okay, I'll go get help. So I really didn't understand the seriousness of my addiction at that time, because I was young. The second time I went through Faith Farm, I was dead set on changing my life. Ended up graduating, and something happened. There we go. Ended up graduating, and I stayed in Florida. I never went back home. I'm originally from Alabama, and I started a whole new life here in Florida.
Yeah, you said you have a family and you have a dog.
I do. I have a wonderful wife that God's blessed me with, and 5 beautiful children.
Five children?
Beautiful children.
Oh,
yeah,
my goodness.
5 beautiful children.
Wow.
And it's fun because there's always something different going on, right? So I've been completely just blessed, and it's such an honor to work here at a place who played a huge part in saving my life.
Yeah, that's a great story. And is your family here now, down here from Alabama?
Well, no, I actually met my wife here in Florida. So, but they live on campus here with me, as do a lot of our staff. So I'm pretty sure you're aware with Faith Farm, we're our own little community here.
Yeah. And your parents, are they still in Alabama? They
are. My entire immediate family is in Alabama, so it's just me here in Florida. But it was necessary, to get away and to just find myself and find out what I wanted in life, and it took being away to do that.
Yeah, that happens a lot. So Charlie, tell me what an assistant director does at Faith Farm.
Whew.
I got you there.
Yeah. Well, my main goal is definitely the student, ensuring that the student is getting what they need to succeed. So I'll just give you a rundown of my day. I come in around 8:30. I'll check in with my director, Raj, just to kind of get the day-to-day to see what's going on for that day and see if we have anything we need to sit down and discuss. And then I'll move on to going around to each department. We have thrift store, we have a garage, we have the dock where we receive the donations, we have a lawn maintenance. So I'll just kind of go around to each individual department and check in and see what's going on, see if there's anything I can do. Then in the afternoon, meet back with my director see if there's anything we need to tackle for that day. And, just dealing with all types of different student issues and employee issues and things of that nature. But my main goal is to back up my director, right? And us as a unit try to just walk out our CEO's vision for Faith Farm Ministries. So it's really just being obedient in whatever's asked of me and submitting to that authority and following that call.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's go back now to the mundane things about eating and sleeping. So when you get up in the morning, does everybody eat at the same time or you have shifts?
Well, the student body does eat at the same time in the mornings. Huh. Lunch is a little different. I think they split their lunches up. One group goes from 12 to 12:30, the other group 12:30 to 1. So we kind of split it up that way. We still have students available for the workload and things of that nature. But as far as the me eating, is that what you're asking? How do I?
No.
Okay. Yeah.
No,
well, so I do eat lunch with the guys. I go into the kitchen and sit down and I do that. I think it's important to fellowship with these guys and
yes.
Just kind of relate to them and let them know that, hey, I haven't arrived. I'm not too good to come in here and remember where I came from. So I love it.
Can you tell from your experience when someone's a little shaky, not having that they're not doing as well as they should? And how do you see that?
Absolutely. It's kind of second nature at this point. One, because that was me, right? So I'm able to identify certain characteristics, the way the student carries themselves, their attitude, things of that nature. And, you're around these guys for 10 months, sometimes year, 2 years, depending on if they stay after graduation. So, you live with these guys pretty much. You see them day in, day out, and you notice when something's off. If so-and-so's that's not them. So you're just able to, over time, to pick up on certain things and identify any issues that may be going on with the student. And for the most part, the student's vocal, so they let you know. But sometimes, you have the student who you just have to ask them. They're not as open to share. So it's really important just to, keep an eye on them and just be available.
Right. And we should make sure everyone knows that when you're a student there, just Charlie has his family there now because he's he's an employee, but people cannot have their families living with them. They do, I think, was after a month, they get to visit one day on Sunday for a few hours, but they have to really conquer what they're there for by themselves. I'm sure they can probably talk to their family member once a week or whatever they do, but they can't be on the phone with them all the time. That's
correct. So they do have visitation on Sundays. The families are more than welcome to come to church, and then after church we have a fellowship hall where they can sit and enjoy a meal or things like that and just visit. And then our student is actually allowed to go on 1 8-hour pass every 10 weeks. So they're able to, go to their family's houses, visit, go to the beach, whatever is on their personal agenda for that day. But no, we do not allow the family to actually stay on campus with the student. And it's tough. It's tough to leave your family and come to a place and commit 10 months of your life. But, for anyone watching, I'm living proof that it's what it takes. And
I've talked to so many people from Faith Farm, and it's really the same story that, you've gotten into something that's very upsetting to you, your family and all. And so if there is a way, and unfortunately, there aren't a lot of Faith Farm Ministries around in the country. And you have the very high success rate of helping people through this. So they're very fortunate for people who are down here or live somewhere else and they're sent down here. They come down here to do this. So I hope that, and I know they appreciate it, but sometimes they just can't control themselves, and so they have to, they have to figure it out. And I know that the support system that happens at Faith Farm is extraordinary. I mean, because I've gone to graduations and I've gone to a lot of events, and everybody is like a brother or a sister when talking about the women. And that's what they need. They need someone not to shame them and to understand them and to love them. And I've seen that.
Yes, ma'am. And it's really, it's beautiful when you look at it, right?
Yes.
A lot of,
Yes.
us as addicts, we come from broken relationships. So when you're able to come to a place like this and really open yourself up to certain issues that you have and certain characteristic defects that you possess, it's really an honor to see the end result of the transformation of these guys, right? And the girls. It's truly a different type of recovery. Because I was also involved in secular recovery, and not that there's anything wrong with secular recovery. Faith Farm may not be for everybody, so there's multiple avenues of help out there if you really want it. The difference that I see, and because like I said, I was involved in secular rehabilitation, and there was that it factor that was missing, right? Because the success rate was ridiculous. And it's not a knock to secular recovery. It's just, I find that key component is Jesus Christ. That is the only thing that can change you from the inside.
And the other thing that we haven't really emphasized, and I always do that, this actually is a free program. It's hard to believe. 10 weeks free food, free housing, free companionship, a place to sleep, learn how to work. That's what's so amazing. This is because I know that Charlie was talking about the secular, and a lot of programs are very expensive. I've heard that sometimes for 30 days it's $3,000 and it's more. We know that there are famous celebrities that, of course, have had these problems, and they can spend even more money. But it's not always the answer. And so Charlie said it very well. As a matter of fact, let me tell you, this is Charles Robinson, Assistant Director of Faith Farm Ministries, Boynton Beach. And the way that you can find them, if you want to, you should really look them up go to faithfarm.org. And I never fail in telling people they do have a lot of ways that you can help them financially. Yes, you can go there and you can buy from their great stores, incredible things, or you can donate things from your home or your garage, wherever you are, or you can put them in your will. You can make them a charity that you favor. I mean, people donate to the arts, they donate to a lot of things, but I always think you should donate to Faith Farm, even though if it isn't, a huge amount of money, whatever you can really helps them. And as I said, everything is free there. And a lot of the people who leave start their own churches, they start their own businesses. It gives them something they never had before, Charlie.
Yes, ma'am. And you're 100% correct in that. Every dime that comes into this ministry goes back into the program and ensuring that we always have a bed available for that struggling addict out there. And so donations are very, very, very important to our success here. So we always want to just take the time to thank the community and thanks to everyone who does donate, because believe it or not, it makes a world of a difference in changing a life.
Absolutely. And also we've been talking about Boynton Beach campus, but they have a big campus in Fort Lauderdale. That's where it actually started.
Mhm.
And then they have a smaller campus in Okeechobee. So people go to either any of those campuses, I guess, based on different reasons. But I know that I've talked with so many of you, a lot of the staff, a lot of the board, a lot of the leaders, and the one underlying trait I find is a dedication to helping other human beings. That's what's so beautiful.
Yes, ma'am. I mean, that has to be the it factor, right?
Mhm.
You can't teach someone how to love, how to have a heart, right? That's something that you can't teach. So we're very blessed, especially our staff and employees. I have to just kind of lift them up right now because without them, this is virtually impossible. And their heart is their number one trait, right? It's so beautiful to see a broken individual be restored, and then dedicate their life to helping restore other human beings that are also struggling with the same issue. So Faith Farm is very unique in that way, and it's awesome to see.
That's a very good point. Yes, at graduation, you see that the men hug one another, they have tears, the families are there. I really urge everyone, even if you don't have someone there, go to a graduation, but keep your wallet in your pants because you're going to open it up. You're going to really open it up a lot. I mean, that's where you can see money donated and what good it does. See, there are a lot of organizations that are worthy, but you can't really see how the money is coming. You know, it's like they say it is, and I know it does a lot of good things, but at Faith Farm, everybody represents where your money is.
Exactly. That's very well put.
Yeah, it is true. So are there a lot of families like yours living there? I mean, do the kids have friends?
They do. Especially in all three locations. Multiple families with wives and kids. Here on our Boynton Beach campus, I think there may be one other family with children. Mm-hmm. So sometimes it gets a little lonely for the kids, but they have each other and they make do.
Yeah. And are you homeschooling or do they go outside to school?
They were going outside to school, but due to the pandemic, they are doing the virtual school at home. So they're still online doing school.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a big responsibility. So you went from 0 to 5. That was pretty. What did you do that after you in Alabama, or did you do that when you came down here?
No. We're blended. We're a blended family. The kids from my wife's previous relationship and things like that. So we are a blended family.
And what are the ages of the kids?
We have 16, 15, 13, 6, and then 9 months.
Oh, congratulations. 9 months. Oh my gosh.
We just had a baby girl.
And of course you have your little doggy. What's your dog's name?
Our dog's name is Dewey.
Dewey. The Yorkie is Dewey. Yeah. Well, so that's interesting. Well, your wife has her hands full. I'll tell you right now.
She does, but she does an amazing job, and she's wonderful. So.
Yep. Something else before I let you go, I wanted to just tell everybody about this. Some people they all have to graduate. They all have to go away with a high school degree, right?
As far as the program?
Yes.
So the way it's structured, we would love to see everyone graduate our program, but unfortunately that's not the case sometimes. And, the guys you're more than welcome to leave our program at any time. You're not forced here. But we do right now we're not doing it, but I know we had a GED program put in place for men who did not have their high school diplomas and things like that. They were able to come to Faith Farm and we would do all of the necessary steps to ensure that they got their GED upon leaving this program. But
Right.
with COVID and the way things have transpired, that's kind of put on hold right now,
Okay.
just because of the testing centers and things of that nature. But we are headed in the direction to try to get that put back in place, because that was a huge thing for us to be able to come into a program and not only get help, but get your GED, and then even upon graduating the program, we offer in Fort Lauderdale the Omega Work and the Omega Schooling program. So I mean, there's a lot of different things. It's not just recovery here.
Yeah.
There's so many different avenues of help that we offer. So yeah, but yeah, the answer to your question is we do help with the GEDs.
Okay, Charlie. Well, we're running out of time, and it's been I'm so glad that you were able to be on the show today. You're certainly very articulate, and you're very appreciative, and I always love that. So thank you very much for taking your time today, and just keep doing all that good stuff. And it's faithfarm.org. Donate your money. Go there. Call them, and we're all going to be happy that you did that.
Thank you so much for having me, Anita.
Thank you, Charlie.
All right. God bless.
If you or someone you know is having an addiction problem, there's a place that can help. It's called Faith Farm Ministries. What's important for those without addiction is that Faith Farm Ministries is supported by their 3 amazing thrift stores and by donations. Most people are not aware of the wonderful work they do for our fellow citizens. The way you can help is to make sure that their work continues. It's easy. Bring unwanted items to their locations during the day or put them in their drop boxes. Then, be sure to go and buy new or used items from their thrift stores. They're located in Fort Lauderdale, Boynton Beach, and in Okeechobee. Faith Farm Ministries makes the entire process a win-win to help and to get help, maybe even for yourself. For information, call 561-737-2259. That's Faith Farm Ministries, 561-737-2259, or go online to www.faithfarm.org.